What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Kymmy Coco, and we are still waiting for Caleb to get better. Get better soon, Caleb. So, in the meantime, we are having guests come in and help host. And today we have Rockstar Paga.
What's going on? Rockstar Paga in the building.
So, we're going to talk about a couple of different topics today. One of them being, I don't know if anybody has seen this, but the NFL has started a new initiative. It's a part of their program that Jay-Z was a part of to try to, I think, improve relationships between the police and African Americans in our communities. And a couple of other things that went on last week, and also talked to Rockstar Paga about his music. And so we'll start off with him, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty. So everyone will know who we're dealing with when we are talking about our topic. So, okay. Rockstar Paga, your new EP is coming out.
Rockstar Drip 2K20 is coming out this year. The first single is Top Me Up. Go to my SoundCloud. I just put it up on SoundCloud today. You can follow me at Rockstar Paga, man.
Okay, so what is your song about? Is it just one?
Well, no. Okay, the EP is 7 songs.
Okay.
And it's a roller coaster ride. You got everything. First and foremost, I'm a musician and producer.
Okay, good. So you produced all the songs on the EP?
Co-production on some.
Okay.
And what it is you getting R&B, hip hop, and rock and roll all in one. I play the guitar while I rap.
Oh, okay.
That's the brand, right? And that's the real thing.
Okay. So what's
we got
what
everything
are the songs
on
about? I mean, what's
everything.
Your inspiration?
We got the fun stuff. We got the heartfelt songs, the sad boy songs, the emo songs, the R&B songs, the trap songs, the shake your ass songs.
Okay. So you're from Atlanta?
Originally California.
Okay. So you can hear a whole bunch of different sounds in your music. So anything that inspired you to write this album or this EP? Like, I mean, so you just have a whole bunch of different songs about a whole bunch of different stuff, but what specifically,
I'm the Drip. A lot of people say they rock star.
Okay,
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm a little older than most people, so tell me what that means. Because I hear that, and I'm just like, what does that mean? Does that mean that you can dress? Does that mean, what is the Drip, y'all? I'm very much am, and I'm proud of it.
What?
Yes, but just tell me, what do you mean?
Okay, the Drip is a brand. It's an image and it's a sound. It's a way of life. You go hard for what you do, and you do it in such a fashion that it's appealing. Rockstar has always been more than just an image of slick cut jeans, piercings, and tattoos. That's the front end. The back end is we are educated. I went to Full Sail University. I know how to read music. Like, it's more than being a rock star than just looking cool.
So this is the thing now. It's like, how do you set yourself apart? Because a lot of people are independent now. A lot of people just have their music out on all these different platforms. So it's like, how do you stand out now? It's really...
It's plugging in with the right sources. Mm-hmm. You can have a lot of great material, but if it's not on the right platforms...
Yes.
And you're not making the right connections, it don't mean nothing. Now, the thing with independent is, I think... it's oversaturated and people are hung up on the emotion of being independent. That means you got all this damn money to do it yourself. If you don't have that, don't be cocky. You want a partnership.
Yeah.
See, and people forget it's a fine line between, I'm independent and, no, I have partnerships. That means I got corporations also helping me while I'm doing my thing.
Yeah, so
that's
different. Okay, so there are some people that they're not. They claim that they're independent, but they have a machine behind them, and sometimes the machine is buying followers. The machine is making up a whole image for this person.
Oh no! If you're talking about validity, my validity. Shout out to Arlinda Garrett, been working with her for 10 years. Shout out to OG Hood Rich. Shout out to Leslie Brathwaite, Grammy Award-winning engineer for all the Cardi B situations. He trained me on engineering. So this ain't no cap shit.
Right. So the people that I'm talking about that have that machine behind them doing all that stuff, how do you compete with that?
What do you mean how you compete with it? It's not a competition. What it is, you got to understand the rules.
You create your own space and you bring your own.
Well, what it is it's nobody's ever alone. Nothing is your own. We all connected. We all need each other.
Yes.
It's all in what it's I can't speak for the artists that do that. I'm saying this too. If you have an objective that you're going to, whatever works for you works for you. Mm-hmm. If you can be that artist that don't need all that and you make it, great. I know some artists that took that route too, and they're doing great too. Mm-hmm. It's not about what they're doing. It's about what you doing. Are you making it, doing it my own way, doing this? I ain't worried about followers. I'm not worried about streams. I'm not worried about endorsements. I'm independent. Ain't nobody rocking with my shit, right? All that pride shit, that's cool too, if that's what you signed up for. I didn't sign up for a pride mission,
Yeah.
you know.
You just want to get yourself out there. So do you do live shows?
Indeed, I do. Listen, y'all missed the MBE conference that just passed. We got another one coming up.
What is
man.
it?
The MBE Music Conference with Arlinda Garrett. Akon came through. Every label exec came through. We do it every year.
Do you know about that?
Yeah, he was there.
Was I there?
No, he was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this ain't no capping.
I don't remember.
It was
But
like in
you do
September.
so
My little
much.
brother came down.
Yes.
that's
Oh,
the
that's
real
the one you
thing.
did production for. Okay.
Right, I performed there too. That's
Oh, did
the
you?
boss lady that I work with. You know, Arlinda Garrett. So this ain't no capping. You know, Rockstar Drip is the movement. That's what it's crazy because I'm not taking shots at majors, but the image that they have, that's great. But can you play an instrument? Can you actually get in the studio, play an instrument?
So
and
are
rap?
you with your instrument all the time?
No, not all the time.
Okay, but you can. You whip it out.
Oh, baby, I whip it out.
Okay. Recently, I went and saw Scarface perform live, and he plays guitar, and he has a live band on his new tour or whatever that he's on right now. So it makes a huge difference when you have live instruments. It really
Would you
does.
say that you, I guess, going your route, are you seeing the results that you're looking for or that you've been looking for?
Yes, but there's always room for improvement. I'm never satisfied with anything. I'm always doing more, doing better. You know, like pretty much, I'm the solidification of what you or of what people are saying they are. That's all. Not taking nothing from anybody. Everybody says Rockstar somewhere in their lyrics. I've heard it.
So why
aren't
is
they
that, though?
playing
Why
any
is
instruments
it-
for real?
So why is it that
Because they want to be
younger hip hop artists are so infatuated with the rock star imagery?
Lifestyle.
I mean,
it's more the lifestyle.
it's the
more than
lifestyle.
actual-
Is it not good enough to have it like there's some hip hop artists that are
I think it's just
living
sound
lavish?
Cool. You got, you know,
Okay.
when people say stuff in music, it makes it like Lil Wayne used to say rock star lifestyle.
And he ain't no rock star. He just got the image.
What
You
you
don't play
feel
no. Yeah. He tried. And not taking shots at Wayne, he's an awesome artist, man, from another planet, Martian, all that stuff. He got the glue. He got it all. But he cannot play no damn guitar. He tried it on stage, and we all heard it live. You know what I'm saying? He had the platform, but that don't mean you can pick up an instrument and really play. So if you're not doing that for real, whether it's keys, flutes. Shout out to Lizzo. Lizzo do flute. For real, she's that's a real rock star. Can you cross it over in every genre? Can you cross it over in hip hop? Can you do it in R&B? Can you do it in these fashions? The last rock stars that most people know about are gone. That's what Michael Jackson, all of those people. Those were rock stars for real. Prince. This is what a rock star really is. Like for real, it's no cap. It's more than just look. You really got to do this. And you got to go hard, balls to the wall, all that, and suffer too. You know, it's a lot of, and that's what the EP is, the ups and lows and the highs of this rock star life that people glorify but don't really live it.
Yeah, I see that.
Yay.
I mean, I just never understood where that came from. I guess it was
James
kind of.
Brown.
I guess it kind of was started. Yeah.
60s.
Yeah.
Come on. James Brown, Little Richard, they showed they ass.
That's true, though. I mean, we kind of did create rock
Thank
and roll, so
you.
it's not like we stole it from anybody.
Thank
But I was
you.
just trying to figure out where that switch came from with everybody, trying to.
Well, what
trying
it
to
is,
be.
again, having the
It just goes
platform.
back and forth. The whole culture goes back and forth. Because initially, when hip hop first started out,
It's in New York.
they used to rap and they used to wear costumes and they, had tight jeans and crop tops and, they had a whole situation going on. So I could see how that keeps happening. It's just weird to see it come full circle, but it's a blessing to live to see stuff like that.
Awesome. I'm the real thing. Rockstar Drip 2K20 this year. Rockstar Paga.
So there are a couple of things we wanted to talk about that happened last week. Has anybody seen the newer NFL commercials, first of all?
I have.
So I'm sure that they'll be airing during the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a part of the NFL's initiative to bridge the gap. And so what did you guys think? Did you see the commercial?
Yeah, Botham Jean. Not necessarily saw the commercial. I read up on it. I love to read. I read a lot. And really, it's a tragic situation. And emotionally, we can rant and rave. But that's not going to change the issue. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, genocide been going on since the beginning of time too. Look at Trayvon Martin. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if people really study what it is, it's politics too.
So I think that because it seems like to me, if the NFL was really concerned about police brutality,
Right.
then Colin Kaepernick wouldn't have been blackballed for taking a knee about police brutality.
Okay.
I think that they wanted to approach it from an angle that's more like, the whole Botham Jean situation with his brother hugging the judge and all that, that kind of upset a few people. And it just is crazy to me how that was the angle that the NFL decided to take. Like, be apologetic for what?
Well,
I mean, you're really the victim as an African-American person.
But that's showing maturity too, to look past the
So
it's mature. It's keeping the peace, because we have a treaty too. We do have to keep the peace.
No one in that commercial ever mentioned the police officer that killed him. They never said, anything about her. It's all about, to me.
She got 10 years though. She's in prison now. They found her guilty, and she's doing 10 in Texas. So
the commercial is basically centered on forgiving these police officers. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't think it's. I mean, it can be seen as that.
I think that's how it comes across, especially when you're not mentioning the person that actually committed the crime at all.
Well, her name is up. I mean, I didn't remember her name because, again, I've been so focused.
Her name is Amber Geiger.
Okay, and she was a police officer, and she mistakenly, quote unquote, walked into her house thinking it was his and shot him. Okay, conspiracy, cover up politics. You know what I'm saying? Rile the people up.
I just think it's a little bit. I don't know. It just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right.
It's never right.
It doesn't look right for the NFL to take that position when they didn't want Kaepernick to be involved in doing anything like that. So it's kind of like they hijacked it. I say that all the time. It's like they hijacked it, turned it around to change the narrative. But when we were on our phone call, the guys were saying, hey, maybe that's a good angle to come from. Do we want peace or do we not want peace?
Right. I want peace because true.
I mean, football don't mean that much to me to want it to come from that.
But it's bigger than that. It's about the murder of Botham, and they're just trying to show support by releasing something on it that, hey, we acknowledge this. You know what I'm saying too? Like that's a big sponsorship on the case.
And they're not even. They're not.
That's sponsorship on the case. That's good. They acknowledge that. What corporation can compete with NFL and they can still acknowledge something that happened in our community?
Who? The cops?
You know what I'm saying? No, the NFL. They put out a press release on this situation. The police didn't put out no press saying, hey, guys, we mistakenly murdered Gene Botham.
Yeah, they absolutely did. And it took them a long time.
Powered by the NFL, though.
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? You mean the cops are coming through the NFL to get their message across?
You got to get on the level.
Okay, please put me on the level.
The fact that this major corporation called the NFL, they got billions of dollars in endorsements and a lot of influence.
But
they're
where does
paying
that come
attention.
from?
The NFL been doing their thing.
Right, but where does that money come from? It comes from the people.
Right, the people like sports. This is.
Do you like sport? But this is what I'm saying. We have all the power, right? So why didn't we turned it around and made it now that they are speaking? They're being the voice of us, and they're saying
because they have the influence.
But we give them that. Why do we give them that?
It's all in how you look at it. The fact that he's being acknowledged, that's excellent. And if it took all of that for someone to say, hey, let's look at the injustices, I don't give a fuck if it's from Kraft Foods or McDonald's. They're shedding light on a subject and it's getting a lot of attention, which is raising awareness.
Okay.
It's the platform that you put it on. Because if they take this same case and they go to Channel 2 Action News and all of these news and make it blast, hey, they're getting the word out. They're raising awareness. They could have shelved it and not said nothing like they do with all the other murders that happen in America that they don't tell you about.
Well, they could, yeah.
Come on.
I mean,
they knocking people off every day. That don't mean they keep announcing it. They are selective about what they do. You think it just happened to 5 people? We talking billions of people that die every year showing about enforcing the policy. See, there's a policy enforced, and a lot of people, our people, they're emotional about the policies that are enforced. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting the education, understanding the policies that are enforced. And then if they want remedy, they got to do it in an intelligent way, not emotionally. Because when you're dealing with law and politics, it's not emotional. It's really what treaties do you have to back you up? Are you coming in as a black person? Like, because in their eyes, not how we see. We, as my brother, we black people. In the eyes of the law and politics, that's a social class, and it doesn't have any rights. It has privileges, you see. So it's deeper than that. There's politics behind it.
Well, we'll see. I don't think it's going to do anything. I think people are just, this is going to make people more angry when those commercials come on. But
I think it's going to
y'all keep watching it.
The children are going to help out with that too, because this is raising awareness. So the kids are going to go to school and say, hey, the peace campaigns, can we stop murdering our people? This is great of raising awareness.
I mean, but we're not the ones doing it. So why do we need to say that? Why are we begging people not to kill us? Like, that's the angle it's coming from. Like, it's not empowering at all to me. I just think it just sounds like, I don't know, like, oh, forgive people because they keep killing us. It's not a solution. That's no solution to me. That's just what the NFL
But you don't
wants
want the solution. You don't want the solution. Because everyone knows what the solution really is, regardless of what we protest.
To me, it's like, it's just like, it's
You don't want it,
propaganda. It's
though.
just more propaganda. It's like
you don't
trying to make
wanna
the police
do that.
look like
No,
the good guys. Like,
mm-mm.
please trust us. Please trust us.
Man, listen, it's all in how you address the issue and who you pitch it to. But you got to understand this. If you trying to make change, right?
Yeah.
Or the people trying to make change, be willing to take your ass whippings that come with change. If you're not willing to get your ass kicked for it, then sit down. Because everybody who's tried to make a change done got their ass kicked. They done been in jail. They done been in prison. Mm-hmm. Their image has been scarred, blackmailing you. They'll do all kind of things, you see. So it's not about, do we want the change? Are y'all willing to take that ride and lose everything you got for a change?
Maybe not.
Right. So that's why I'm not finna protest about it, but I can speak on it from a factual standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to move on.
Let's go.
The next subject we're going to talk about is sex trafficking. So last week, Brian Kemp had a press conference. He's announcing his sex trafficking initiative. And I want people to understand what sex trafficking is, because I think people have a kind of broad understanding of what sex trafficking is, and they try to put everything under sex trafficking. So sex trafficking is human trafficking for the purpose of sexual exploitation, including sexual slavery. A victim is forced in one of a variety of ways into a situation of dependency on their trafficker and then used by the trafficker to give sexual services to customers. That is what sex trafficking is. Now, given that information in your mind, you can think of different scenarios that would constitute sex trafficking, right? Okay.
I mean, yeah, but both people got to be held accountable for that.
I mean, I just think that sex trafficking, it doesn't always mean somebody. It could mean somebody kidnapped you and put you into slavery.
No,
but it could also mean that someone coerced you. Like, okay, I'll do this for you if you come and do this for all these guys.
But guess what? If that person agrees to it, then it's consensual. If they don't, then
well,
it's not
okay,
good.
right. But it could be consensual and still be illegal, because, I mean, legally, you have to be a certain age to be able to consent, right? But if you're not, then it's illegal, but it's still
right, coercion.
I mean,
and things of that nature, which I don't agree with.
So
anything, but if you grown and you're making the decision to play in that field.
I mean, but if you're grown and you're making the decision, okay, it's consensual. But what if I'm 15
Then it's
and my
not.
parents can't afford to buy me Jordans and Apple products and pay for my subscription to all these
So
things.
they're willing to do that.
So I met this grown ass man that said if I come out there, he'll, you know what I mean? Like,
That's on that person who agreed to do that shit, because I don't give a
but
damn.
they're a minor, so they're legally not really able to consent.
I understand that. But if
And the parents don't know that that's what the person is doing on the internet. So when the
person is
person
doing-
doesn't show back up at home,
I
the
think it's
parents
both
are
people.
online saying my daughter is
people,
missing.
Both people got to hold themselves accountable. I see. First and foremost, listen.
Do you have children?
I have a daughter. She's 13. So first and
Okay,
foremost,
so if you're 13, I'm just hypothetically.
no, we ain't doing hypothetical. We doing practical. First and foremost, I educate my daughter on what's going on. First and foremost, you see what I'm trying to say? And really, yeah, we can't monitor every in anything our children do, but what we can do is instill values upon them. Now, what I'm saying is for the wild, unruly teens that are out there doing what they want to do, regardless of direction from their parents.
But what are we really
They just-
telling our kids? To be honest with you, what are we?
They're
really,
not following?
What are we telling our kids, and what are we practicing in front of our kids? That is
Well, you don't hold
the whole culture is stripper.
It's not your fault.
The whole culture is strip, bounce your ass.
That's been since the beginning of time.
I'm talking about. I can't help those people because I wasn't around.
But
I'm talking about right now. What are we saying to our kids, and what are we practicing in front of our kids?
Well,
Are we confusing them? You know
We're
what I mean?
not confusing them. The media is. I'm pretty sure. Listen,
I'm
didn't
saying as a
create the radio
culture. I'm not
station.
saying like in your house. Of course, in your house you're gonna
Right.
tell, but your kids are exposed to so much stuff. And if
It is.
we are on one hand really, really, really into like the strip culture, but the strip culture creates a need for workers
And
in
money.
that industry.
Correct.
So where do you think these people come from? Where do you think that a lot of people come from? They come from different states and different cities. Is it a coincidence that Atlanta is one of the largest cities, and it's also one of the largest places people come to for the go to the strip clubs or whatever?
In music,
Same thing in
and film,
Houston,
it's a
right?
mini and this is the topic we spoke about earlier. This is a miniature Hollywood or miniature New York.
So the governor announced
Brian
his
Kemp.
initiative this week that he's fighting sex trafficking, and one of the things that he wants to do is close a loophole in Georgia. And one of the loopholes in the Georgia law is that a guardian who has a foster child over the age of 16 can engage in a sexual relationship with them. So people think that once that loophole is closed, because some people adopt children apparently, and once that they decide that,
I don't know nothing about that.
yeah, that's what it says here.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about in real life. Do you know anybody like that?
I mean, absolutely not.
I don't-
But
I
that
can't
doesn't mean
speak
that
on
it's
it.
out there.
can't
It's
speak
out. That's
on
what I'm saying. There's so many different scenarios. Like, we think there's somebody in a van that sees young girls, young boys, whoever.
No.
They snatch them up and they
But
put
that's
them
why
into
you're
slavery.
here and you're telling the people that it ain't
Yes,
all
there
that.
are so many different
It ain't all
scenarios.
that.
And this,
Some people are consensually doing this.
years ago, there was I saw a special on television about this group, and they are human sex trafficking advocates.
Hey, advocates?
Well, they're advocates for the victims.
Oh, I'm about to say when they start advocating that.
So
This is gonna be a real interesting topic. Yo, we finna go through there. Y'all ready?
it's called In Our Backyard, and what they do is
Okay.
They go-
Level up.
they go around to like strip clubs and bars or whatever, some places where you might find somebody that could be held against their will. Some of these spas, I don't know if they have them as many in Georgia as they do in Houston, but in Houston they have like massage parlors.
They got massage parlors
Okay, I think they
everywhere.
busted one up on Cobb Parkway not too long ago. But the massage parlors aren't really always massage parlors. There's some people that is, locked up in the back to give happy endings. And
Is that consensual, or they're making these people
they're
do it?
making these people do it.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, no, there are.
I believe that there are massage parlors,
No, there's some.
and that the women are doing happy endings in exchange for more compensation. And I do believe that it is optional. I really don't think that people got a gun to these lady head at these massage parlors say give them a happy
I
ending.
think that there's both, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not-
you have to be careful. Some people are willingly doing it, and some people are being held against their will and made to do it. And so,
That's crazy.
That's what's going on here. There's
Huh?
a whole bunch of different
Scenarios in the
nonprofit organizations. Also, there were a couple
Crazy.
of local advocates or local.
But see, this is why we do live hip hop daily, man. To touch on this shit.
They went out and were protesting and bringing awareness to sex trafficking at Atlanta Airport. And in my opinion, I would have been right down there at Magic City because guess what's across the
See, now
street?
you hating on the money.
I'm not hating on the money. What do you think?
I'm a rock star, and if I want to shoot a video at Magic City, I'm gonna do it.
No, I don't think that. I'm not saying that specific place. I'm using that as an example because of a strip club. Like if you were a worker, a sex worker, where would you be? At a strip club, maybe a bar, maybe a massage parlor. Because guess what's across the street? And the reason why I use that as an example is because guess what's across the street from Magic City? The Greyhound station. So if you were going to sex traffic someone, or if you were going to be in that type of scenario, maybe, just maybe, and I'm not saying that that's what's, I don't know.
I mean, being a part of the music industry, but being a part of the music industry, that's just what it is. That's Hollywood. That's entertainment. You know, like,
and that's what what happened in the world of. What's
music,
his name?
Hollywood. Film. That's
what some of the Playboy bunnies was underage.
I don't know nothing about Hugh Hefner and his crazy antics. I'm just speaking on.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's been going back and forth on the internet about who's right, who's wrong, who's getting the most press, what they're bringing attention to. But just like you said, this is the lifestyle. And because you're famous doesn't mean that you're not a little...
Right,
you're not a pedophile. You could be a pedophile. You could be a rapist. You could still be.
Everybody, I don't give a damn what position they at. They got some issues.
Why do people get mad at the people that are bringing, shedding light on some of your favorites?
It's not.
Some of your favorites could be weirdos. Do you want to know about it or what?
I think to the point what you was talking about with the, I guess who is getting the light shedded on. I think us as black men. We bringing up the fact that Oprah's not shedding light because it's just like it's a part of a bigger narrative of the defamation of the black male. Like I think it's not about who did what because all that shit is wrong. But I think that just a narrative about black men is being pushed about black men is what men anyway or me anyway is upset about.
Yeah,
I think it should be shown on both sides. Like it's not just black people. It's not just white people. It's Asians, all type of different races. Like,
I don't necessarily. I don't think it's like. I don't think it's right. I think that if I was a victim of sex trafficking or if I was a victim of some sort of sexual assault, and every day I got on social media and the only thing people were saying was like, oh, you guys aren't bringing up this one or that one, like I would feel some kind of way about that. You know what I mean?
I understand that too.
I just think we should be careful, like, you know, be careful to not push the point out of the way. The point is the victims, right? Like, so if you're really concerned about sex trafficking in a business that's like heavily dependent on sex business, what are we saying to the children that are easily impressionable? If I'm like, okay, daughter, I'm about to go to this sex trafficking march, which is anti-sexual exploitation, and then I get home and I'm turning on the twerkathon and I'm like, okay, this is what should happen. What message am I sending to my daughter as a parent?
Well, first and foremost, I think if you're a parent and you're doing that, you can do that in the privacy of your room. Now, if you're trying to leave an impression for your children, then that's different. Like, but you grown, you an adult. You know what I'm saying? Adults do what adults do. Now, if you want to do that as an adult, do it in your own private space, not with your children. Even if you got to go out, hang out with your lady friends, right, or whatever. Y'all do y'all adult things because
that's my approach.
Because we grown
that
too
was
now.
My approach when I was raising my child. That was my approach. Like, okay, some things I just don't do in front of her. Or whatever.
Right, you do.
I don't see that really happening that much. I don't see it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
We just have to be careful, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
And I think, like you said, you brought up a good point. Just educating people, even to the point where you was talking about Magic City, like it's normalized in the entertainment culture because it is entertainment, but that don't make it right. Like, because a lot of the young girls are in there, they probably are getting pimped, even though they making money, but they probably got pimps that they giving their money to.
I see a lot of what you call now. What are they called? Promoters that have the girls and this is how a lot of these girls are famous now on Instagram. They'll tell you, like, this is how I got started. You know, I was hot, and the guys used to bring me around from club to club, and I would just be the help. And men pay for that, right? But if you're at the strip club or if you're at the bar or whatever, and there's some girl shaking her ass in your face, do you be like, excuse me, sis, how old are you? Are you old enough to be doing this? Nobody does that.
I mean, because I think you going in the club, because you going into an adult club, they ID you at the club, so you assuming everybody in there is legal. Because I think it was just a situation, I forgot who it was, but they got caught up with a young girl, and it was just like, man, I met her in the club, like, so why am I
But the people that get in need to be carded. The people that work there, we don't know how they got in the back door. They making the money for y'all, so you don't know what those people allow to happen behind the scenes.
My question to you is: are you trying to be a police officer or FBI agent or CIA agent? Because this is a great issue.
Oh, I'm just saying.
But you sound like that you about to be the one to go to CIA, FBI.
No,
and
I sound like the one that's telling
there.
People you have to pick a side. Like, are we gonna? Oh, everybody is like, some things become a vogue thing, right? Everything now is popular to advocate for one thing. Oh, we're advocating for that, but what are we really saying? Because if you really want to stop it, then you're gonna have to stop. Either you can't just have the water flowing out of both sides. Listen, if you're gonna promote this as something that's great to do, you
stirring up the hornet nest, though.
It's not a nest for me, because
I'm not stirring it up. I'm not stirring that up, though. That's dangerous because now you playing with people's pockets.
Me? I don't.
You know what I'm no, not you.
I'm not,
no. Listen, we're not talking about the boss lady. We're not talking about that.
Protesting the sex trafficking. I'm not doing that because I know what the issue is. To me, the issue is
it's a money thing.
It's a money thing, and I know a lot of people that are quote unquote whatever managers.
I don't know anybody like that.
Promoters, whatever, but really all they are the people that are managing the money. I wish what I have to say. Okay. I wish they would make prostitution legal. So that we wouldn't have to put up all these fake ass. Okay. I'm a model on the internet. Like, why are you doing that? You really just advertising, right?
Okay, she gangster.
No, I'm being honest. Like, just make it legal so you wouldn't have to front, so you wouldn't have to pretend to be a rapper.
But you gotta be of age, though, right? Like, absolutely. Say, look, we're gonna legalize prostitution, but you got to be at this age limit, and it has to be consensual.
Because they paying for it regardless. Right. Niggas paying for the 40 regardless. Like,
right, so you right. I'm with sis, y'all. Hey, but I won't be.
Make it legal. Because then you won't have to pretend you're a model. You won't have to pretend you're a rapper. You won't have to pretend you're a singer. You could just be out here getting your money, doing what you do, and not hiding behind all this stuff. Because the people that y'all are celebrating and creating a buzz around, mostly it's like that's what they're doing anyway. You know what I'm saying? You go from rich guy
just
to
like
rich
they made
guy
weed legal.
to rich guy, and your only job is to be sexy and fine and get child support checks from whoever you got a kid with.
You know what? Let's bring up an interesting topic. Now, I don't want to stir up the hornet's nest, but I heard from a rumor that that's what Kimora Lee Simmons did. Russell Simmons' ex-wife.
But we can't talk about that because when Oprah tried to tell y'all what was going on, we kicked Oprah to the curb.
Oprah said something about Kimora Lee jumping.
When the movie was going to come out, y'all didn't want to hear about that, so we ain't even going. I don't even want to go there. Cause like everybody done cut off Oprah. Oprah helped.
I just got the light today that
Oprah helped everybody's mama get out of their sad state at one time or another. For real? Oprah has done a lot for.
I'm talking to. Yeah, she was just here. She was just here.
She was here last night.
Oprah, I'm sorry, I did not attend. I had some press stuff going on, but I know you did your thing.
She missed you.
The 2020 vision. Yeah, that's my sis.
So I'm just saying, like, I'm sure that when the movie was going to come out, it was going to touch on some of the history. But some of your faves had some teenage brides back in the day. But y'all don't want to know about
Welcome to Hollywood.
Because every time somebody brings it up, it's always, why are you getting down on this one? And why you didn't bring up that one?
Because listen, if you're going to bring down on somebody, then crack down on Walt Disney. Because he was, y'all know he was putting it in the cartoons too. He had all kind of, he had pictures of toys in the movies disguised in the smoke.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff like that. Like subliminal messages are all in the
Yeah, Walt
cartoons.
Disney
They're
was
all in the.
having fun doing
But I'm
his
just
thing.
saying, y'all, we gotta
Stirring up trouble.
Have to, like, what do we want? What do we want?
The truth or the bullshit, right? Like she said, are y'all gonna go for it so all this stuff can stop happening, or y'all gonna keep crying and saying it is and knowing it?
I mean, some of the things that we create for ourselves, we gotta,
Hold ourselves accountable for.
hold ourselves accountable for. If we're gonna have a hypersexualized culture,
Then let it be that.
Then you gotta have somebody to fulfill the needs of those people, and that's what they're doing. They don't care how old those children are.
Wow, this is the new world. Welcome to the new world order. All right.
So another thing I want to bring up, maybe next week we can dig more deep into it, but you guys check out, there was an article on KPRC in Houston, and it talked about the fact that there are 43% of Houstonians that live in the 5th ward that are being diagnosed with cancer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, there's a cure for cancer. It's been out for a long time. I'm not going to expose it, but it's really. I'm not going to expose the cure, but I'll say it's simple. It can be found in nature. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows.
More and more people are starting to live a healthier lifestyle.
Right. That's not. Yeah.
Here in Georgia, something that went on that I thought was crazy. Brian Kemp wants to slash public defender's budget by $3 million. And it's going to increase the funds available to prosecutors.
Oh, that's not good. That means they're going to have more money to get rid of y'all. That's all.
He's also going to reduce the amount paid to attorneys with whom the state contracts when a public defender has a conflict.
Hold up, reduce the amount to who? The public defender?
Yep.
So that means, guess what? The public defender is not defending your ass, because if they do, their money is going to be short. They just told you.
On the other side of the ledger, Kemp's fiscal year 2021 proposal will allocate $2 million for recruitment and retention of assistant district attorneys.
Okay, so basically,
And $1.2 million to hire dozens new assistant district attorneys to work in Georgia's juvenile court. So they
prosecuting
the hell out
everywhere.
of.
So y'all better straighten up and y'all better play the game right.
So this is the thing. The things that Brian Kemp does that are good, about for hemp and CBD and all that.
Yeah.
But the backhanded shit like this that he does, like nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes him look great that he, like I said this before in a previous episode, you see him with all the rappers, you see him with all the weed advocates, and it makes him look cool, right? If that's all you see, anytime you see him is when he's advocating for hemp, CBD, because everybody wants weed to be legalized eventually, right? So that's like getting the ball rolling. You get it done medically, then eventually it becomes recreational in your state, and everybody's happy, right? But on the backhanded side of shit, the decriminalization of weed does not mean it's legalized. So at this point, if you are busted with a certain amount, I mean, we all clapped when we found out our cities and our counties decriminalized it and said, okay, if you have an ounce or if you have half an ounce, you're good. They're going to give you a ticket and send you on your way. Okay, but what if you got a little bit more than that? Here comes the prosecution. Here comes the need for a public defender. Here comes all, you know what I mean? Like, you got to think about things from.
Well, that's why you got to have, not giving nobody the recipe, but but you got to have a place to facilitate your large sums.
Well, I don't know about all
like
that.
You just said if you can
I'm
have a
just
certain
saying.
amount. So guess what? Only have a certain amount on you. That don't mean you carry your whole factory. When I go to Walmart, it's certain things I can get from Walmart and certain things I gotta order. That means they got a factory somewhere with all the product that they not gonna carry on them.
Factory, somebody's got to be driving stuff somewhere, traveling with stuff.
Is it with the prosecutor and the public defender thing? Is this like a bill that you can vote on, or just something he just putting in place?
This is the budget.
You can't vote on legislation.
He's already the governor. He's already the. This is in the budget. This is how he's allocating the monies for next year.
We can't vote on legislation. The monarchy gonna always rule.
Well, I mean, the people you vote for are supposed to have your best interest at heart.
Are we really doing
our
this?
next topic,
Are we really doing this?
The
live
impeachment trial.
They really turn up. You finna turn up then. Well, go live then and talk about the impeachment trial with Trump with his Scottish Rite Mason ass.
Okay, so
turn it up.
Now we're getting to the point where the people that are defending him are starting to speak, and they aren't really making much sense at all. I mean,
But those are his protectors.
that's what they're supposed to do.
That's what they're supposed to do.
That's what's going on now.
That's what's going on.
So the last few days, we heard from the people that are talking about Adam Schiff and the 7 people that they have that are supposed to be pleading the case, saying what he did wrong. So now we're at the point in the trial where the people that defend him get to speak. And to be honest with you, I don't know how they're going to defend this, besides them continuing to say that what he did is not wrong, which it is wrong, but you shouldn't be able to impeach him for it. That's basically what the defense is in a nutshell.
He won't be impeached. I'm telling you now.
Well, he's been impeached. If he's going to be removed or not.
He's not going to be removed. Y'all keep forgetting the major thing. Didn't we just have a situation with a foreign country where a drone shot a prime minister over east? That happened under Trump's election. The Muslim country is mad as hell. And first, it was a shock. They wanted to talk about a World War III emerging from that missile under Trump killed an ambassador in the Middle East. If you take him out of office and they flame up, who's going to set up the defense? So yeah. So that's not going to happen, because if they remove him out of office and now the other country wants to go to war, y'all already removed the president for him to give the executive order for the U.S. military to stand in defense. He's not going anywhere. It's chess.
So the other week, I don't know if this is what you were talking about or not, but there was a missile strike. And so, when the missile struck, President Trump said that there were no injuries, no fatalities,
right?
Which that's not true. There were 34 head injuries of U.S. soldiers. So he lied again.
Yeah, he not been. They can't get rid of him now, because if anything happens on the other side, we got to have some person that can draw in the forces. And can we amicably agree to disagree, or do we really have to go to war for real? You know what I'm saying? So again,
I mean, when they wrote the Constitution, my family wasn't able to have any say so.
Yes,
in
it was.
So I'm just
Yes, it
gonna let
was.
the people that
No,
did
your family did write the Constitution.
fix it.
Your family did write the Constitution. Your family did write the Constitution. Listen, this is Live Hip Hop Daily. We the indigenous people. We had part to play in that too. Benjamin Franklin, we all, the Treaty of Peace. We got that too on record of our people signing treaties with them for peace. Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Yeah. But if we don't know about it, then we can't enforce it. We got rights too. Indigenous rights of indigenous people. We got it, but who gon' hold it? A lot of people talk about it, but when you really go that way and you start talking about these, that's what I brought. You know what I'm saying? For you, holding these treaties with the United States, and you can prove that we actually had John Adams and Thomas Jefferson sign off on certain things.
So why didn't anybody do it?
Because
you ever think about that? We were talking about that the other day, because I've been doing ancestry and going back on my family tree and back. And my stepmother brought up a good point, and she said, "Well, did you ever notice that nobody ever came back to get us? They always claim." This, that, and other thing. But when they came over there and they took us away, why didn't they come over here and get us?
But look, that's just one side of the story. We were already here. That's what a lot of people don't know. We are home too. We were not just in Africa. We were here too. We were in North America and South America.
How many people
and their
families have told them that they were Native American?
A lot. Because it's true. We are the Native people. There are many tribes. It's not just Pocahontas, long hair. You had dark skin.
But what if we were? What is wrong with us coming from Africa? Why is everybody having such a hard time?
But you got to understand where Africa is. Africa is not in one part. Africa is everywhere. North America, South America, is all part of Africa. It's called Pangea. It is one continent. So when you say North America, you're really saying North Africa. Oh, yeah? Try me. How come when we do crimes, if we're from Africa, they don't deport us? Because we're already home. We're already here. We're already home. If we're really from Africa, all the shit we do, because we getting some shit, we supposed to be deported. We already home. And you know that America was taken over by them. They didn't bring us over here. They came here and fucked us up. Why does everybody keep forgetting that? They came in ships to America. We were already here. We were every fucking where. You know what I'm saying? Pocahontas, Mataaoka, those are our people too. And that is called the Christian Black Codes. And then you also got the Treaty of Peace. All of this stuff when they came over here and set up colonization on the planet of North America, South America, Central America, and the islands, not just Africa, the whole planet. So I'm already home. But if you don't have the information and you defend it, no, I'm indigenous. I got rights. Where's your green card? Y'all came over here. But see, the trick is to make you think you foreign. Go back home.
Yeah, that's just...
No, how about you go back home? But my understanding, and this is not theory, they were in caves.
Yeah,
they were in caves. They had to be civilized by us too. And we had to bring them. It's not what people think. Right?
I've read that.
Yeah.
I've read that. So,
yeah. They take over everybody's land. You know that. You know that shit. No matter where you at, United States coming on and they taking your shit. And if you try to buck, they gonna call you a terrorist. They go to country murdering all of our brothers and sisters, and then the moment they turn up, they call them terrorists. And that's the truth.
And then the NFL makes a commercial and says everybody just hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
But, okay, because listen, at the end of the day, it's either peace or war. I say peace. I got my peace card. I don't want to go to war because guess what? I don't have a missile. I don't have a tank. I don't even have a corporation called CIA, but I know they exist. I don't have that kind of firepower. I can't call the FBI and say, hey, they're messing up our rights. Let's get the Army. Let's get the Navy. Let's get these people, and we're going to kick y'all ass. They got all that shit. So I want peace.
So we like the. So that's why we like the NFL commercial.
I'm trying to tell you
something. Because we want peace. Is that what you're saying?
Listen, I don't want them pulling up behind me ever again. I done been through that whole journey of fighting against the corporation. You see what I'm saying? Of losing this and losing that, and them taking everything you got.
Were you in jail?
And stripping you down. I've been sovereign before. Yes, I beat those journeys. He knows.
Sovereign means you were in jail?
Oh Lord, that's a different topic, man. They gotta stay tuned for that, cause that sovereignty is a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? That's another talk show, but that's really what people say they want but don't want it. Cause again, if we protesting against the mighty corporation, that means all of our brothers and sisters, for whatever happened, they married, got divorced, can't take care of themselves. That means y'all can't get no more food stamps. Because guess what? That's by them too. You can't get no more Medicaid because that's by them too. All of our sisters that are unfortunately or whatever, Section 8, whatever they had to do, the moment you start protesting against those people, you got to lose that too. I don't think any of our people are in a position to say, fuck the system. I don't need any of your help.
But the people that are, why don't we hold them more accountable and have them share the wealth so that we can become that? Like, what's the point of getting to this place if you're not reaching back out to help everybody else?
But they are. You cannot, look,
I'm just
the
saying,
mighty corporation has done more for me than what my own people have. I don't know any of my own people that got shelters for the homeless.
There's plenty.
I don't know any of my, but no. If there's shelters, they're still ran by the state. That's state funding. That's what I'm saying. Women's shelters, battered women's shelters, all of this shit is funded by the state. It's not funded by you. You see what I'm saying? We all in it. Like, you can't buck up against it. Everybody do wrong. There is wrong and good. Just because they got people keep the system, they letting it. But look, they also, to our people who are veterans, they get Social Security. All the people that disabled, they get disability. The same people is helping them people out too. I can't talk too bad about them. And if I'm ever fucked up and I need some shit, hey, can I get some help? No, because you protested against us. That ain't gonna be me. I'm trying to tell you, look, Well, look, I need my lights on, Georgia Power. I need all that. I'm keeping all y'all with me. We friends. I'm not finna buck up against y'all. I need my lights. I need my gas. I need everything.
So this is a good example of what's going on with the impeachment trial. So this is what Ukraine did, right?
Right.
They needed our help because the Russians were trying to take them over. So they reached out and was like, yo, USA, we need help. Like, they wildin', they trying to take over, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And Trump was like, okay, well, you got to do me a favor.
Come listen.
Tell them that Hunter Biden worked at your country on some slick shit and was doing something shady. And I need you to say that in front of everybody. Go on TV and say that. And then I'll help you out.
But if it's true, it's true.
But do you think that he was wrong for doing that? Because that's what he's getting impeached for asking somebody to do him a favor in exchange for outing the Bidens, because the Bidens were his running mates.
But again, propaganda is propaganda. That might be a smear campaign. Me personally, I don't know the inner workings. But what I do know is this. I'm just
telling you a scenario.
That's a scenario, but that's a campaign.
Bad or not?
That's a campaign. If you're in an office,
what do you mean it's a campaign? The phone call is recorded. They played the recording phone call.
Listen to what I'm about to. If you
just say yes or no, because you about to go deep into some
I'm not going deep.
Theories.
I'm not going conspiracy theories.
I
don't do conspiracy theories. I'm not with that crazy stuff.
You to say yes or no. Do you think that was bad for him to ask for a favor for help?
I think it was bad that it was recorded and aired, because if you boss hog, you boss hog. Anything that whatever go on that, and if somebody records it and air it, that's bad. But once these lights and everybody do they, I don't know. You dig what I'm trying to say? And if you for the people, okay, but if you got some underhand shit.
That wasn't for the people. That was for his personal thing. That wasn't for the people. What does it have to do with the people? That was for him to make Joe Biden look bad, so when they run against each other, he would have some dirt on him.
But isn't that the game of politics? That's how it's all part of the big.
So no, then your answer is no. You don't think it was wrong with what Trump is doing?
I didn't say that. I'm saying it's bigger than that. It's all a game. And if you confused in it, then you're confused in it. But if you can understand what it is, then you already know how to play your cards.
What did you just say? I mean, I heard you, but what does that have to do?
I gotta repeat myself.
I understand what you're saying, but what are you saying? And so what you're saying is it's all a bunch of foolishness?
Yeah, it's just a game. We're just having fun, man.
Okay, so we're having fun. We're having fun with the game. So is he wrong or not? See, I don't understand this. When it comes to politics, everybody's like, it's all a game. Just don't believe it. It's smoke and mirrors. But if I was sitting here talking about football, everybody has something to say about it.
It's still a game.
It's still a game.
Everybody, exactly.
Thank you. He saved it.
But everybody knows what's going on.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, politics is entertainment. Like,
okay.
Right now it's entertainment, and like especially with this. Like, because we always talk about on this show, too, like, the local is really what matters.
Absolutely.
And we don't even,
absolutely.
Like, we dig deep into the worldwide politics, and we don't even really, like, we should really be digging into the local.
Absolutely.
Like,
we should do more of that.
Like, this impeachment shit, like, you know me, I really don't.
Bruh,
and I get it. I get it.
Like,
because
when you told me the impeachment is just like a write-up.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. And like I said, when they did the Constitution, when they drew up all this stuff, as a black person, I wasn't allowed to be involved. So this is something that they did. This is a part of their game that they have going on. So they have to play it to the T.
You are involved.
But like I say, the local examples, the local people are the ones that you send there to represent, and we should pay more attention to local because it's all about local. If we were so upset like we are with Trump, with our own companies, our own employers, and we demanded that they give us more of their profits.
Make it personal. There you go. Bring it home.
You know what I mean? Like,
bring it home.
I never was big on when they switched from profit sharing and stuff like that, retirement into 401k. I was never really big on that. But see, I think they should go back to profit sharing. As much profit as these companies are making now, and some of the employees are still making minimum wage, that's ridiculous to me.
But you can't, you can't tell if you own something, you have more leverage. Like, you can't tell somebody how to run their company.
That's true.
Like, you know,
you can still go on strike.
You can, but you're.
I mean, what are they gonna do if no one's there to do what they need to do?
Somebody gonna do it though, because somebody needs that job. Like, they gonna find
somebody.
They
got kids.
That's the thing about it. Like, and you know when you in a need base, you really don't have too much to say. Like, and that's what we gotta understand.
Well, you know, Verizon is still a union union organization. And when every few years, Verizon employees go to the table and they meet with the executives and they say, okay, we need this, this, and this. And usually they say no.
But you got to think about this.
Who say no?
And then the Verizon workers go on strike,
No, they don't.
and nobody's
No, they don't.
cable is on,
My
everybody's
people
phone
go
is
for-
messed up.
But I feel that,
And
but
then
they still not really getting. They getting a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it's so you only worth, let's say $25 an hour. Your time is only worth $25 an hour.
Well, I mean, this is what you.
I'm asking, like,
I'm saying under the constraints of being an employee. This is
That's
what you
I'm saying.
agreed to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're telling you what
You're
you're
still
worth at the end of the day.
undercutting yourself. You're saying, I get it.
Exactly. You going whatever.
You're not
even if
undercutting
you, 'cause
yourself.
most jobs.
You ain't do shit.
Most jobs, like you about to get about 25 max. Not max, but you feel me?
Right.
25 is what like
A
a majority of the
decent job,
yeah,
right.
you feel me? So you're getting way less than you deserve at the end of the day, no matter what you negotiate or whatever.
What? I don't agree.
What job? I'm talking about as a job. You going to work with somebody? They're gonna tell you what they're gonna pay you. You're not about to go in there and say.
Right, but you go in
You
there
feel me?
knowing
you can
that that's what
negotiate
you.
a higher rate, but they're gonna tell you like
What
they
was
got in their
that?
head like I'm not going over. Let's say $30.
Okay, but
an
that's
hour.
business.
That's a
Right,
part
that's
of the
what I'm
budget.
You can't
yeah.
go over your cap rate.
That's what I'm saying. So
This is a business, what I'm saying too. And you know what? We ain't airing. This is between us three, right? This us three talking?
No, you're being recorded.
Well, however you use it. 2 people love what y'all doing. 5 people love what y'all doing. Hey, we want to be a part of your company. You say, look, you know, we got a budget set for this, but what we will do, we'll make sure, you know, whatever y'all provide. Y'all came to us looking for an opportunity to grow within our situation. Okay. Don't bark up at us and tell us that y'all are demanding us to pay you more. We already had this. We appreciate the help you bring. We working together. So we don't fuck up ourselves. This is what we have for you. Now, if you still want to be a part of Live Hip Hop Daily and this situation of what we got going on, this is what we want you to do. We want you to go out, raise awareness. When you go to your open mics and your clubs, put out flyer there. Talk about us to the DJ. Yeah. And then so when you come in, you get an interview, whatever, however you sauce it up. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We still, like, you can't, y'all give me some money, and I'm going to go out and promote y'all for a week. Fuck that. You mean, like, nigga, you came to us.
Well, at that point, it's
You
whether
came to
it needs
us.
more.
Like,
that's simple. Even thinking about the Kaepernick situation, like
yeah, you came to us.
he want a job with the NFL, but you gonna tell them what to do their trial. You
Man,
gonna
come
tell them
on, man. Right, you
That's
can't
not
do
right.
that.
Like, it wasn't right. You can't tell, like, if you're not an owner, you don't have
Yeah,
much
y'all
leverage
run
if you're not an
this,
owner.
run
Like, you
this.
feel me? You need them. You coming to them. You need them.
Yeah, like, y'all got this good situation. Hey, how can we partner in? I got a show coming up. Y'all got some flyers? Y'all may be like, shit.
At that point, it's on an as-need basis, like who needs more, and then it becomes who's gonna buck before the other person. Because if you are in that situation right there and you can't handle it,
I would never ruin this beautiful situation.
but you can't. You're right. Everybody's comfortable. I would
Live
never,
Hip Hop Daily.
I would
I love
never.
it.
The
Live Hip
NFL,
Hop
I
Daily.
get all this whatever because I work for the NFL. I'm not gonna mess that up. Then
you
everybody's
got damn
coming
right,
from that angle.
and we not.
All right.
Ever.
I don't know what else went on last week. Nothing. Oh, AB, he got arrested. He got bailed out. He's
Shout out
good
to
now.
LeBron. Then he started like a.
I appreciate y'all having me here.
Yeah.
Pleasure,
LeBron
man.
teamed up with Lyft, and
almost-
they're starting a bike share program. So he's providing bikes for thousands of young people free for 1 year.
Ooh, we look good.
So he started it, but he brought it up in Harlem at the YMCA. That's how he made the announcement.
good.
So that's good. Get more kids outside riding bikes, especially somewhere like Harlem. So yeah, shout out to LeBron. LeBron does great things. The Lakers lost last night too to Philadelphia 76ers, but it made him come to a new
This is
scoring
beautiful. I
high.
appreciate
He's like
y'all,
number
man.
4 right now.
This is beautiful. I love this.
Oh, he passed Kobe.
Man, see, y'all doing other stuff.
All right, so we will reconnect next week. Next week, I'm going to DC, and I'll tell you guys about
Safe
my
trip. Have a safe
And
trip.
Thank you, and thank you. Can tell people how they can get in touch with you. Or where
Rockstar
they-
Paga.
How
Rockstar
do you spell that?
Paga.
'Cause-
ROCKSTARPAGA. Google Rockstar Paga. Instagram Rockstar Paga. YouTube Rockstar Paga. SoundCloud Rockstar Paga. Cuffing season. Top me up. Rockstar Drip 2K20, man.
And we are an Innovative Black Station, and you can find us on Innovative Black Station on all platforms. More specifically, you can follow us on Instagram on CTD_ATL. And also follow Live Hip Hop Daily. We are a part of the big conglomerate, so make sure that everybody gets followed, liked, shared. And if you know anybody else that's local in politics here in the Atlanta area, hit us up and let us know. Also follow our stories on social media, because I put some stuff in there that some local people are doing around, so you can keep up with what's going on in Atlanta. And it doesn't matter what city you're in, just keep us posted and we will let you guys know more information about what's going on locally in your area. Okay, thanks for watching. Peace.